Hi everyone, this is Francis We Met with the FMSQ. We're here for another track preview, round six of the FMSQ Championship with this race in Casselman, Ontario. So this is it. This is coming August 17th, 18th. So coming up in a few days. So this track preview was filmed just earlier today. So it's Wednesday, the 14th of August. We're just a few days away from the race. So big thank you to KIMPEX, our sponsor this year for the track preview. So go check them out. Make sure you check out their catalogs. They got a bunch of dealerships all across the country, so make sure you support them as they support the FMSQ series. So big thanks to Kimpex. This time on this track preview, we're making things different a little bit. We usually have Ben Blue, our track preview rider. He's not with us this week on this track preview. We wanted to get this track preview done a little later in the week, so later than what we usually do. So this time we have Mark, our race and event director. He's on his gas. He's doing the track preview, so a big thanks to Mark. So he's part of the Gas FMSQ sweeper team, and as well, like I said, our race and event director. So thank you, Mark, for doing that. So he's currently, as you guys saw, he just took off from the back section of the track, and that was where the start will be. So kind of like last year, but a bit further up in the field. And now he's just hitting some of those little sections that we have in the back. So some of those sections were a little wet. So maybe I can say a few things about last week's rain. So obviously, as you guys know, Friday was there was a lot of water. There was a lot of rain last Friday. Prior to that, the site was actually really good. But definitely the rain last Friday was a challenge. But it turned out pretty good. And with the weather this week, awesome weather, sun all week, with nice temperatures. It's been drying a lot, and the racetrack right now, as it stands, as of Wednesday, so just a few days before the event, it's actually really good. So obviously, as you can imagine, we can't predict what's going to happen with the weather. And if you guys look at the forecast right now, we're looking at a little bit of rain on Saturday and possibly some rain as well on Sunday. So we'll have to see, obviously, how this is shaping up in terms of the weather forecast. Um, as we get more info, obviously we're looking at it. I know a lot of people are looking at it, but we look at it as well. And as we get more info, we're going to be giving you some additional info. But obviously, as of right now, it looks like Saturday morning around 10, 11 a.m. We should start to see a little bit of rain, and the quantities they seem pretty small for Saturday. So, anyways, we'll have to see how this plays out. But there has been a lot of work done on this racetrack for the 2024 edition. Um, you're going to see some sections that are completely different versus last year. Some of you that have raced Casselman prior to last year, you're going to remember that we're using some of those sections that were used in the past. So some previous sections will be used. The goal this year is pretty much to keep things simple, and also to prevent any issues like the ones we've had last year on Sunday. So if you were there last year, you remember that for sure. So we had this red flag situation last year on Sunday with the amateur moto race in the morning, and there was a bunch of people, almost 100 at one point probably almost 100 riders that were stuck in one sections in one of the sections, and that caused a whole bunch of issues and a red flag of the race. And after that, the whole team with the promoter and his team and the FMSQ, everybody came together to create a new racetrack to finish the day. It wasn't perfect, but it finally kind of worked out. It wasn't ideal, obviously. So as you can see right now, the way the racetrack is laid out this year, we're trying to put everything on our side to prevent those kind of issues. So there's different layouts available for the promoter team and the FMSQ. So there's different layouts ready for us to use, and the like I said, the whole objective here is to make sure that we have the best possible racetrack at Casselman. So this is what you can see on the screen right now. We're trying to limit as much as possible any possibilities for issues. So obviously, if it is raining, I mean, there's a lot of clay in the ground on this racetrack. So obviously, things are going to get slippery. This is for sure. Some sections will be slippery, muddy, that kind of stuff. But you know, we're hoping, and this is our objective, and all the efforts were done to make sure that the racetrack can stand um, the the conditions. So this is really our target number one for 2024. So I invite you guys to check out the track map as well. You can go on the event page and check out the track map. You're going to see all those changes on the track map. So um, here you can see that Mark, he just made a U-turn in that little field section, and he's going back towards um, towards a section where there's a little steel bridge that was used last year after the red flag, and that section you're going to see it on the screen. This is the section we're going to use this year because we feel confident that this is a you know, a good section, that the ground is solid, that kind of stuff. So we're going to be using that section. The bridge was all rebuilt. It was all the promoter team. They just got that bridge all sorted out with brand new wood, and it looks pretty good. So you're gonna see it on the screen, I believe, right now. There you go. So you guys are gonna just go around this tree to limit the speed, and then you're just gonna go across that old new bridge, and then you're gonna make your way up. So this uphill section right there, it could be a bit slippery, but the foundation, the ground under that hill seems to be pretty solid. So we're pretty confident that this is going to be good. There's a rock base under that section of this hill, and we've never had any issues in the past with that section. So things like that we've been through and that we've looked at to make sure that, like I said, we can prevent as much as possible issues and situations. So Mark is currently heading towards the sand section, so you're going to see that in a few seconds. He's currently just kind of going along the field, and that whole thing was to bypass this ravine section that we had here on the left side, which was like a steep downhill, and then you had to go up, back up, you know, with a pretty steep uphill, and it wasn't. It caused some issues last year, so that's why we're just kind of like removing that completely from the course layout this year. So one of my favorite section right now on the screen. So I think this is more like an earth phase section. So yeah, I really like that section. But so this is still the same as last year, um, which is, yeah, like I said, it's a real nice flowy wood section. So this is bringing us back towards like the loop section, so which you're gonna see in a few seconds. So yeah, maybe another thing I can mention is, you know, keep an eye open for this riders meeting that we're going to be posting that Mark our race director, is going to be posting most likely tomorrow night. As we get more updates on the forecast, that kind of stuff, we're going to be posting this riders meeting, and we're going to have some info in there. Uh, some of the latest info in terms of the the weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and that you listen to that meeting. We're probably going to be talking about the site, when you enter the site, that kind of stuff, where to park, that kind of stuff. So as of right now, like I said, it's Wednesday, and as you can see on the screen, we have a pretty good track, and it's looking really good. So if it wasn't for that little forecast this weekend, I think we would have a perfect weekend coming up. But as in everything, we'll make the best out of it, and definitely it's gonna bring a different challenge for sure. Um, this section right here, it was just done after this video was filmed. So this was done probably just after lunchtime today, and the team at Casselman, all the volunteers and the whole team. Which, by the way, we want to thank everyone that's supporting the event at Casselman. So big thank you to everyone involved, and a big special thanks to Mark Villeneuve, and he's leading this team of volunteer that works along with the promoter Hubert Lacroix, and they're putting this racetrack together, and a big thank you to everyone involved and supporting this event. So what I was gonna say is all this corn section here in the field. There's going to be some sections that were done after this was filmed, and these sections are actually going to go through some of the field sections. So as I said, you're not seeing that right now on the screen, but make sure you go check out the track. Make sure you walk it, that kind of stuff. You're going to see all of that. It was done later in the day, right after Mark did his track preview. So obviously some of those sections were not showing on the screen, but it's going to be pretty cool. One of our big focus as well this year is the flow, the racetrack flow, especially for our quads. So last year there was like, we had a few little sections that were a little tight, especially for the first and second lap. They were challenging for some of the quad guys as they were kind of like going around some trees, that kind of stuff. Some sections were really tight, and we're putting a lot of focus on that this year as well, to make sure that we maintain a proper flow in terms of this racetrack, of this layout. So Mark is actually going back right now. He's gonna make his way back towards the next kind of like ravine crossing section that you're gonna see on the screen. And this section, again, there was a lot of work done by the team, the promoter team, right here, right before the crossing. So there's going to be kind of like you're going to have to go through some wood pallets that will be installed there. It's already done. It was done later in the day after this video was filmed, but you're going to have to slow down and kind of make your way around the pallets. And the whole objective here is just to limit the speed down and bring everybody to a lower speed, so you can manage this section properly without going at high speeds. So Betty just went through this small kind of like off-camber ravine section. So those kind of sections, I mean, if depending on the weather, how things are going on the weekend, there's already a B plan prepared for that. If it's needed by the FMSQ or the promoter team, we might just bypass this section. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, with the weather, this stretch that you're looking at right now along the field, there's going to be kind of like a check that's going to so riders are going to have to brake kind of like in the middle of that straightaway. You're going to have to brake, make kind of like a not a U-turn, but kind of like a turn in the field. So it's going to be kind of like a check, so that you can actually brake, then manage a turn, and then reaccelerate for the second section of the field. So just another thing that we're going to be that's going to happen to cut down the speed in that straightaway. So you're not, like I said, you're not seeing that right now on the screen. It was all done later in the day today. So now Mark is making his way back towards um, towards the motocross track. So this is what he's doing right now. As you can see, there's some little sections. So we're going to be putting some attention in there to make sure this is flowy enough for, especially for our quad guys. And yeah, so slowly, gradually making his way back towards the motocross tracks. Um, like I said, check out the event page. If you're new to the FMSQ, you've never tried it before, you know, check out the event page. You got all the information on there. It's on the FMSQ website. I think there's also going to be a link on this video. So all the info is in there. How to register, track map, track preview link is in there. Everything you need to know is going to be in there. So if you're not familiar, just check it out. And yeah, so this is our main motocross track that you see right now. So it's an interesting mix of, like, I guess, clay and sand in there. So pretty interesting. I like it a lot personally. But some sections are hard packed. Some sections are more loose, sandy. So it's definitely interesting. And again, if things are getting wet, well, it's gonna be challenging, and you know you're gonna need to have some to make sure that you use your skills to make sure you're staying on two wheels, and that you keep a good pace and a good momentum in there. So as you can see, there's a lot of work done all around the site with some of the volunteers, with weed eaters, you know, the mowers, all that kind of stuff. They try to clean as much as possible the train, the track, and everything to make sure that we have a nice racetrack, and that it's accessible for everyone. So yeah, stay tuned for more info. Riders meeting is going to come up, like I said, tomorrow night, and we're going to talk about parkings and all that kind of stuff. But right now, as it stands, we have, with the nice weather that we have this week, it's actually pretty good. We also have a nice forecast for Friday. We know that a lot of people are now traveling on Friday to get to the races, and they get on site on Friday. So definitely, this is looking good in terms of the conditions for parking and everything for Friday. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll get you more info as we see it as well. So right now, Mark is just kind of hitting this little section here that was all cleaned up. Big thanks to one of the guys I know that has been working. I mean, he's not alone. Obviously, there was a big team of volunteers, but Jim Coleman, Wheel Sport, we've seen him on his tractor. He's here every year helping out, and he's doing a lot of the cleanup and everything on his tractor. So big thanks to Jim, local dealer there. So it's his local race. So Wheel Sport, thank you. So this section, you just saw some of the cones there in the field. We're looking at doing the Pro ATV, the Pro Quad pits should be in that section. So the FMSQ trailer versus what we had last year is going to be moved to a different section. So it's going to be moved where we had this yellow bus, this yellow school bus, which was completely moved out of the way. It's going to be actually right here on the screen. So this is where you're going to have the finish line in the FMSQ trailer. So we're waiting for you guys. So 17th, 18th of August, this is coming up, round 6 of the FMSQ Championship. See you there.